Alright, it's pick'em time. Week 6, let's get to it. Got a couple upsets this week, and we're going to start off with one. I got Houston at Cincinnati. I think it's time for the Cincinnati gravy train to come to a halt. I think Houston steals this one. I know it's on the road. I know Houston really doesn't look like they're that good, but I think it's time. I mean, Cincinnati's won 4 in a row. Very tough games that came down to the last few minutes, and I think they're a little exhausted, and I think they go into Houston and lay a little bit of an egg. And I have 5 confidence points in Houston. That's my first upset. Detroit at Green Bay. I got 12 confidence points in Green Bay. Coming off a bye week, they just signed Mark Tauscher back, so that should be huge, and I see them winning big, 2 touchdowns at least. So 12 confidence points in Green Bay over Detroit. Minnesota, Baltimore in Minnesota. You know, Baltimore's probably desperate, and I could definitely see them pulling this one out. It's going to be a good game. And, you know, if there's ever a week for Brett Favre to fall apart, it's probably this week. I could definitely see Brett Favre having a bad game. But, you know, Baltimore, they don't have their left tackle. They're missing a linebacker. I don't know how good they are right now. But it's going to be a good game. I'm going to get to watch it. Wouldn't be surprised either way, but I think Minnesota's the better team right now. So 2 confidence points in Minnesota, mainly because, once again, Baltimore needs to be a little desperate for this game. New York Giants at New Orleans. This is a hell of a game. This is a beauty, but basically what it comes down to for me is New Orleans has probably the second biggest home field advantage in the league, and they're at home. They're coming off a bye week, meaning they've had an extra week to plan. And the Giants, they're still missing some players on defense, and that's a little worrisome to me. So I'm going to go with the Saints, just 1 confidence point, because the Giants are really good. I think the Giants might be a better team than the Saints. I'm just picking the Saints for a couple of mitigating factors, but I'm not overly confident in it, but I do think the Saints will pull it out this weekend. Hopefully it's a good game, and that's all I can say. 1 confidence point. Pittsburgh, Cleveland in Pittsburgh. I do have a bet on Pittsburgh minus 14, but I'm thinking about rescinding that because the more I think about it, the more I think, well, Pittsburgh might get up by like 17 and half-ass it, and then Cleveland might kick a field goal. But I'm very confident that Pittsburgh wins outright. 13 confidence points in Pittsburgh winning over Cleveland. I mean, I think it could be somewhat close, like a 10-point game, but there's no way Pittsburgh loses, right? Carolina at Tampa Bay. I don't know. I think both these teams are really, really awful, and I don't know why Carolina is a huge favorite in this game or anything. It's in Tampa Bay. Josh Johnson has shown some stuff. But as the week went by, I kind of thought to myself, you know, I think Carolina is probably better. So 8 confidence points in Carolina beating Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay. So I'm going to blame the experts if I don't get this right, because quite frankly, Carolina's awful too, and I don't know why people think otherwise. Washington, Kansas City in Washington, and I love the Chiefs in this game. I really do. They are 7-point underdogs or 6-point underdogs. I'd highly recommend taking them because Washington is just as bad. And Washington's offensive line is so bad right now, anybody could get a pass rush on them. Anybody in this league. So I'm going to say it's a close, low-scoring, bad game, and I think Kansas City's going to win. 3 confidence points. I'm going to say they go into Washington, get the win, and officially push Jim Zorn out the door. 3 confidence points in Kansas City over Washington. St. Louis at Jacksonville, and, you know, Jacksonville might not be good. They might have a 6-win season this year, but it's so bad. It's so awful how bad the Rams are now. The Jags are favored by like 10 points, and I jumped all over that as soon as I saw it. This line could have been Jacksonville by 20, and I would have taken it. So Jacksonville, 11 confidence points. You can take that to the bank pretty much. I really feel 0-16 from this Rams team. They're that bad. They really are. Philadelphia at Oakland, another awful game. Philadelphia could win by 40, and I wouldn't be surprised. Just another warm-up game for McNabb before the real games start. I got Philadelphia 14 confidence points. That's the max. not much you can say about that one, I guess. I know it's a long plane ride for Philadelphia, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Arizona at Seattle, like I already said, I expect to win, even though I listed a long list of reasons why I should not be. But 4 confidence points in Seattle. Tennessee at New England. Yeah, this Tennessee team, like I already said, they're just bad. They're bad. I think it could be kept somewhat close because Tom Brady's been pretty bad this year, missing a lot of open, easy touchdown passes that would have probably won some games. But I think this week he gets back on track, hooks up with Randy Moss once or twice, and the Pats win by at least 10, so I'm going to say 9 confidence points in New England beating Tennessee. We got the Bills and the Jets in New York. I think the Jets are pissed off that they've lost 2 in a row. They really let that Monday night game, they really played like crap in that game. It was bad, very bad. And I think they take out their frustration on Buffalo. 10 confidence points in the Jets, winning by, and I think they win by more than 2 touchdowns. Chicago at Atlanta. This is a beauty. I like this game. This is a good game. And I don't know which way to go with this one. Chicago's coming off a bye, and Atlanta's coming off a ass beating of the Niners. So it's possible the Bears had an extra week to prepare, while the Falcons might be a little overconfident. I think the Falcons are a better team than Chicago, and they're at home, which obviously bodes well for Atlanta. And I had to think about this one for a little while, but I'm going to go with Atlanta and 7 confidence points. The more I thought about it, the more I felt good about the Atlanta Falcons' chances. And finally, we got Denver at San Diego. I'll say something right here. We're going to learn everything we need to know about San Diego in this game. If they win this game against Denver, they're good. If they lose, they're bad. And I won't hear any arguments to the contrary. I think, to me, it's that simple. If San Diego wins, they're, as of right now, a good team that could make the playoffs. If they lose, I say they're a bad team. That's done. And I think it's that cut and dry. This 1 week is going to tell us everything we need to know about the San Diego Chargers. And I say they're not good, and I say they're going to lose. I say Denver 6 confidence points. And that's all the picks this week. So my upsets are Houston, Kansas City, and Denver getting wins. So, with all that out of the way, you guys have a good Sunday, and I guess Monday watching football. I'm going to get the Vikings, Ravens, the Hawks, Cardinals, and then of course the night games. So, those are my picks. Last week I did real well, like 11-3. Let's do better this week. I'm out.